Hello, my name is Emily Nassir. I'm from Big Apple region, and this year I am one of your Devar Torah chairs. This week is Parshat Vayeshev. In this parsha, Jacob is now looking to settle and have peace in his life. His 12 sons, who are in time going to become the 12 tribes of Israel, were always competing with each other and trying to be the favorite child of them all. However, one child, Joseph, was clearly Jacob's favorite. It was clear to the brothers that Joseph was the favorite child when Jacob had given Joseph a very colorful coat. At this time, Joseph was only 17 years old. His 11 brothers hated him because of their intense jealousy. After Joseph received the coat from Jacob, he felt more comfortable with speaking his mind to his brothers and started to share his dreams with them. He told the brothers that he had a dream that they were binding sheaves of hay in the field, and his sheaf stood up tall and straight, while the other sheaves gathered around him and bowed down to him. After hearing about this dream, the brothers were absolutely outraged, and later found out that Joseph had yet another dream. In this dream, his father Jacob was also included. This second dream consisted of Joseph as a star in the sky, and all the other stars, including the moon and the sun, were all bowing down to Joseph. At first, Jacob was rather bothered that his son would have a dream of him being superior to his father. But when he thought about it, he realized that this wasn't merely some dream. It was a message from God. The brothers, however, were unable to make that wise connection. In the brothers' minds, they felt that Joseph and his dreams must be gone. As the 11 brothers were tending sheep in Shechem, Jacob sent Joseph up to go and check up on them. Joseph knew that his brothers were out to get him and that this wasn't the best idea to go, but he wanted to do what his father told him, and he went anyway. As he approached his brothers, he realized how much trouble he was getting himself into. The brothers grabbed him, but he wrestled himself free and threw him to each one's feet and begged them for freedom, life, peace, and to be released. But sadly, that's not what happened. The brothers took Joseph's colorful coat and threw him in a well. Then, they took a sheep and covered the colorful coat in blood and gave it to Jacob, telling him that there had been a terrible accident and Joseph had been killed. Jacob mourned for his son, whom to him was dead. While in the well, Joseph was found by a couple of merchants who sold him as a slave in Egypt. While he was there, he was accused of raping a powerful Egyptian. This got him thrown into jail. However, even in jail, his gift was able to shine. He became a chief in the jail cells as a dream interpreter for his inmates. He predicted who would be hung and who would live on to be one of Pharaoh's servants once again. The parsha ends with Joseph stuck in a jail cell, all because of his brother's jealousy. So, what can we learn from this parsha? The most important lesson we can take out of this week's Torah portion is that jealousy is wrong. Of course it's normal to want something that someone else has, or to be upset when someone gets something over you. But instead of acting out on that anger and jealousy by intentionally manipulating the other person, we should be happy for them and show support. No matter how much you may have wanted what you didn't get, it's important that we stay the bigger person and we show support and happiness for the other person, no matter how it makes us feel. In BBYO, when someone gets a position, a scholarship, or an award over someone else, of course there's going to be sadness, anger, and frustration. But we learn as leaders that the best way to act upon it is by letting it go and being proud of the other person as much as you can be. Life is too short to spend on regret and anger. Everything that happens to us happens for a reason. Maybe you wouldn't have had fun with that position in the end. Or maybe you wouldn't have ended up going on that trip that you wanted to get a scholarship for. Who knows? But as leaders, it's important that we are strong and help each other out through everything. This is what we can take out of this week's Torah portion. Well, that's it for this week's Torah portion. Stay tuned for next week's to learn more about the Torah. Have a fun and safe weekend, and Shabbat Shalom.